It's happening. There you go. We're live. So, just started. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
It's wonderful to have you guys with me tonight in my bedroom. It's so random. The zooming in different places is so awkward. But welcome all you guys, and thank you so much for joining me. Friday night fun. I brought a cup of tea. Wish I'd had wine, but I'll just stick with the tea. And just for everybody who's joining us, welcome. This is our first little try of doing something like this, with having lots of people on all at once. And it's really cool that you join us. Seeing a few people saying hello. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Laura. Nice of you guys to join us. We've got some prizes to give away, so they're going to be randomly chosen during the evening. So might be, make sure we know that you're there. Just a hint, get some comments up there, and then we can pick you. Otherwise, we don't know you're here. And so and we've got some already there we go. Everybody's saying hi now. We've got some pre-chosen questions. And if anybody's got any questions that they would really love to be answered while we're on here, then feel free to chuck a comment in there, and I'll try and get someone to answer your questions. But this is a great way, a cloth nappy party to have on a Friday night. Okay, so let's just have a quick run through, and if you guys would like to introduce yourselves, just in case people don't know who you are, just a quick, hey, I'm from here, and I don't know, tell me what I saw a good question in here, what your favourite fast food is. Once you're out of lockdown, there you go. There's a good question. So introduce yourself and tell us your favourite fast food. Okay, we'll start with, sorry, I should have started with Priscilla. We'll start with you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Priscilla from Cleverwee Fox. Well, we're sort of already technically out of lockdown now. Haven't risked the crowds yet, but KFC would probably be at the top of my list.
Okay, and then that's awesome. Thanks, Priscilla. Then we've got Alexis.
Hey, I'm Alexis from Kikoa, obviously. Well, not obviously. And we are also technically out of lockdown. We're in 3 now, so it's a bit different. But I definitely literally cannot wait to get my hands on like a good Turkish salad. Don't hate me, but I really dig salads that I don't have to make.
Okay, Zora.
Sorry, was that Zora? There was a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
I'll say that was Zora. Hi, I'm Zora from Hubu. I like a good pepperoni pizza. Could technically also get it, but haven't yet. My pick would probably be Sal's Pizza.
Oh yeah. Hadn't thought of Sal's. A good one. That's a good one.
You're welcome.
Kelly, I know you're out a lot. You're in level 3, but give us an introduction and what you're into.
Hi, I'm Kelly from Nappy Needs. I'm into anything that I've not got to cook myself. So anything that's going, I can get my hands on. Really. We did have fish and chips yesterday because, why not? But I'm quite looking forward to some pizza myself, actually.
I'm going to feel mean saying we had pizza for dinner tonight. Pepperoni, sorry, Zora.
Was it good? It was
actually subpar. That might make you feel better.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't missed out
yet. And our last person to introduce tonight is Shannon.
Oh, hi, I'm Shannon from Nappy Mojo. Takeaways. So normally at home we're pretty much vegetarian, but when we eat takeaways we go all out with the meat. So I do like a good KFC as well, but we're out of lockdown now, and we were quite lucky. Like during level 4, our local Foursquare did they do amazing chicken and chips. So yeah, so we had access to fried chicken during level 4. So we're quite lucky. So yeah, so now we're kind of craving the Asian food, you know, like a good spicy green curry. Yeah.
Oh, well, I have to admit that I had KFC today, and then I got KFC regrets. So yeah, and regretted sitting in line, and then just regretted eating it. So anyway, every time. Okay, so let's get into this. We've got some pre-arranged questions from people through different pages, and I'm just going to select the first one. Actually, this would be a good one just to get to know you guys a bit better. And we'll just start with, actually, just if you all want to quickly answer this question, what is the last nappy you brought and why? And it has to be your own, that isn't your own brand. So that would be a good little starter. So we'll just go in the same order. Priscilla, we'll get you to answer this one. Okay. So this one's an everybody all in answer.
I just bought a cocoa nappy because we now stock cocoa. So I thought I'd better try one out myself. Stretchy wings ago.
That's awesome.
No pressure, Alexis.
How about you?
None whatsoever.
None.
Did I write that in my wholesale agreement that you could have one? You know, because I think I sold that a bit cheaper.
So what about you, Alexa?
Mine would be a sloom from Tushy, Alana up in Whangarei, who runs tushy.co.nz. She brings in a lot of overseas brands. So I got a sloom, I think they call them happy little clouds or something super adorable. And I got it as a night nappy because it's like the most plushest thing. I think I would like to wear one. For the record, I don't need diapers, but you know, like it's beautiful.
It's all about your own comfort, isn't it? I think that's actually something that I often thought about when I had my son and nappies, was like, would I wear it? And that's why I got him out of disposables, because I was like, I wouldn't wear disposables all day. And so, yeah, cloth ended up being the best. So, Zora, what's yours?
The last one I bought was a secondhand designer bums off Marketplace because I wanted it. God knows I don't need any more nappies. But it was really well priced, and I thought, I've always wanted to try this brand because it's quite a popular one, especially over in Australia, I think. So I got it, and it was great condition. It looks brand new, and it was like $15. So, there's a tip. Go look secondhand. You can get some really great bargains.
Yeah, it's good, eh? The secondhand market it's still quite big, eh?
Yeah.
Secondhand nappy. Yeah. Kelly, what about you?
I haven't a clue. My youngest daughter is 9, so nappy days are quite a long way away for us. I don't even know what it would have been. I've got a few top spots back in the day and other stuff, but a lot of our stuff I'd made myself. So, yeah, I honestly can't remember. It was too far away.
Too long ago.
Yeah.
That's right. And Shannon, yourself?
My youngest is now 4, and he's fully trained now. And obviously, like, because we sell a whole load of different brands, I got to try them all on him. So, but at the end there, the last thing I probably got specifically for him were these like Grovia pull-up training pants. And I've never really used training pants on my other child because I just didn't find any point. It's like they either needed nappies or they were using the toilet kind of thing. But he liked to poo in pants, and they were just way easier than having a full nappy. So I bought a whole stash of those and used them for about a year after he toilet trained. And now he's out of them. About 3 months ago he got out of them. So yay, like no more nappies for for the first time in 7 years. It's amazing.
That's pretty exciting. That's
Yeah.
pretty exciting. Okay, so I've got a few questions that are starting to come through from our people who are watching us live. So let's start bringing those in, and we'll get to see who wants to answer these questions. So okay, we've got one here from Nikita Thompson. So she's just asking, what challenges did you come across when using cloth nappies, and how did you overcome this? Who'd like to start with answering the random questions?
I can if you want, even though it's a while ago. But the biggest challenge is there were so many different brands out there, and I overcame it by buying as many different ones as I could to try. Which perhaps isn't the best way, but yeah, when I first started with my oldest, he's 15 now. Even back then, there were quite a lot of different ones, all offering different things. So I just bought a selection to start with and saw what worked for us. But I think that was one of the biggest challenges, because I just assumed when I had him that it was just going to be, you know, old-fashioned square nappies and plastic pants, which it wasn't at all.
Yeah. I think one of the best pieces of advice, and I mean, I did it right from when I first started, was just getting a whole bunch of them and just trying them, because every single baby's different. And one, like, even for myself, like my original business partner and myself, we both had different nappies for our kids, because she had like giant babies and I had little tiny like chicken leg babies. And so, you know, having the same thing doesn't always work for anybody. So having a whole bunch is a good, and you know, it's a good excuse to get lots of new cute ones as well. Just saying. You know, I hope there's no husbands watching. Buy all the nappies, ladies. So we've also got this question that's come in, and I think Zora's going to answer this one for us.
I did volunteer.
So I'm nervous buying secondhand, not sure how to sanitize, from Laura.
Hello, Laura. Don't be nervous. It's really quite easy. So there's lots of cloth nappy groups on Facebook that you may already be part of. And it's generally a good idea to ask for photos of the nappy inside, just so you can have sort of a good look, or as good as a look as you're going to get. And then for sanitizing, it's fairly easy. All you need is a bit of bleach and a 90-degree wash. For correct dosages, it's probably best to join a group called Clean Cloth Nappies, or find a friend that has access to that. And then there's really nothing to be nervous about. Would anybody like to add to this?
It's cool. Is anybody else got anything else they want to add?
Yeah, just like you said, basically it's not hard to sanitize them, so you shouldn't be put off buying secondhand. You know, obviously, like, all the nappies that come back to us get sanitized in that same way, and it doesn't ruin the nappies. Just makes sure that they're safe to use on your baby. And it's super important to do that sanitize. You don't have to do like some massive big strip or anything, but just that bleach wash is really important when you're buying secondhand. Yeah.
Cool.
And
I think it's like important too when you're looking for them. Oh, sorry.
Okay, I was just going to say that's a really quick thing. So that designer bums I mentioned earlier is obviously a single nappy that was new to me. So just chucked it in my laundry sink with a little bit of bleach in the water, left it for half an hour, and then just joined it in with the pre and main wash, and good to go.
And we also have instructions on the Nappy Mojo website as well on how to sanitize and the amounts and stuff, because along with a few other girls, I started Clean Cloth Nappies many years ago and retired from that a few years ago. So yeah, all the instructions are on our website as well.
That's so cool. I had no idea. Good to meet you.
It's awesome. That's awesome. Also, I'll just add to that as well. One of the things I've always suggested, and especially when working with daycares with cloth nappies, one of the requirements we have is that they must use Caniston hygiene rinse, which is antifungal, because a lot of people will sanitize it for like antibacterial, but the Caniston hygiene rinse is antifungal as well. So I always have suggested over the years just to chuck a cap full of that in with your wash. It just goes in the fabric softener area, and it shoots it into the final rinse. You don't have to do it every wash, just every now and then. And same thing goes if your child has a fungal rash. You need to treat the nappies. If you don't treat the nappies, it'll keep coming back. So that's just one of the things we suggest in daycares. So just to chuck something in there. Okay, so we've got another one that's coming in, and it'd be good if we can get a couple of people, maybe Priscilla and Alexis to answer this one.
Cool.
So Laura, again,
Do we
any
take
advice on night nap? Yeah.
Cool. I can go. Yes, night nappies. Nights are really tricky, I find, to sort of, well, they can seem quite daunting to start at night. Basically, what I would recommend is getting a day routine down packed, and then when you're ready to start night, it can be, some people find just using a regular day nappies and maybe just putting an extra insert or two can totally be fine, and other people will need a specific night nappy for the job, especially if you've got a really heavy wetter. So a specific night nappy would be probably what's called a fitted nappy, which the whole nappy outer, like the whole thing is absorbent, so it can hold a whole lot more than what a day nappy can with just the inserts in it. With the fitted nappy, it's not waterproof, so generally you need a cover over the top. And what I would recommend is a wool cover. Again, it can seem like too hard basket, but they're really easy to use. And wool covers can generally stop leaks from happening a whole lot more than PUL can. So yeah, that would be my suggestion, is to try a fitted nappy for the heavy wetters especially, and then a wool cover. Otherwise, if you don't have a heavy wetter, then just popping an extra insert or two in a day nappy. I'd probably try one with double gussets. Double gussets are, got one here, the leg piece. They're the second leg piece around here, and it just means you can hold a lot more in the nappy itself usually. So then you'd have space for maybe a couple of extra inserts. So yeah, that would be my tip.
Cool.
And yeah, I would definitely agree with Priscilla on the wool cover, and the fitted generally tends to be like the, I guess for a better term, safest option, because you've got so much more absorbency than a day nappy. And a lot of people kind of get a bit trapped by thinking, if I just put more inserts into my day nappy, then it can work as a night. But often with internal double gusset nappies, I clearly don't have one here, but they've got like the stitching on the lining on the inside of the nappy, rather than, as Priscilla showed, with the little extra piece at the leg. When you overstuff them, so if you put one too many inserts in there, that internal elastic pushes the leg elastic away from the baby, and then of course when they do a massive flood pee, you'll end up with it leaking out the sides of what should have been your perfect piece on the nappy. Yeah, so it sort of is like a good balance of not overstuffing the day nappy. Just go with a fitted and a wool cover, because they are the bomb.
I love that Kelly was helping you out with the demonstration while you're talking.
I love it. Yeah, it was perfect.
It was great teamwork.
I'm sitting in the stock room, so it's all at hand. I just thought I've got one of them.
So appreciate
Can I just
it.
add something about night nappies as well while we're talking about them? I found with my kids that their backside would be huge, and that kind of puts some people off, but that doesn't bother the kids. They're quite happy with the big backside and, you know, heaps of layers on. I liked big fitteds with extra padding, or lots of big pre-folds over in the wool cover. That always worked really well for us. But they do end up with a huge backside, but that's not a problem.
If you do want to just use what you have rather than get a fitted, then I would still recommend getting a wool cover, because you can just put on a normal PUL nappy with way too many inserts and massive leg gaps, chuck a wool cover on top, and you're good.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome tips. Also, I'm going to chuck this one at you, Kelly, for you to answer. Tips for rolling obsessed babies trying to do nappy changes.
Ooh, something that worked very briefly for us was that I used to have a pack of stickers and I'd put one on my daughter's hand and she'd get distracted trying to peel it off while I quickly changed her nappy, and that worked quite well. I had to stop because she did eat one and then I found it in the nappy, but yeah, just something to distract them works well.
Well, at least you knew it came out. That's good news.
Well, I found all sorts that way. Yeah, but it was just because I put it on her hand and she'd be like, ooh, and then she'd be busy trying to peel it off, and then that was it. I got the nappy done before she'd rolled off.
That's good. Great tips. Okay, so I've also got one here that I'm going to get. I'm going to get Shannon to answer because I think this is a good one for Nappy Mojo. Give you a bit of a highlight on that one.
Yeah. So is it worth buying newborn cloth, or what size will birth to potty fit? So like some babies that are born bigger can fit in a one size fits most nappy, definitely. But in my experience with all the different brands, generally it's between 4 and 5 kgs that you can easily get a good fit in one size fits most. So I do recommend buying newborn cloth nappies because I've just found that if people get started as soon as they can, then your routine's changing already anyway. You're already doing a bit more washing, and it just kind of slips into your new life a bit easier. And that's what I found personally, like being pregnant and being able to research it all, get the nappies and have a look at them, and then kind of start once I was feeling up to it with a newborn was a great time to start because you just get into that good routine. It is also possible to wait a bit and then start a bit later and just go straight into one size fits most nappies. But yeah, I do recommend buying newborn cloth nappies. So then you can either buy them secondhand, which you can get really good quality secondhand ones and use them, for that newborn period and get them a bit cheaper. Obviously you can hire them, which is kind of our main business, which is hiring out newborn cloth nappies just to get people through that period until they're ready to fit into the one size fits most. But there's lots of other options, like pre-folds are really great for that, getting through that newborn period until the one size fits most nappies are going to fit. Yeah, so there's quite a few options there and easy to sell them as well if you do buy newborn cloth nappies.
Cool. Thank you. Now I've got this one here for Priscilla because I saw I think this Priscilla's keen to answer this one. So I'm going to give you this question, Priscilla. Do you have any advice for busy parents and how they can bring reusables into their house?
Yes. So there's actually a couple of businesses now that will take a lot of the work out of having cloth nappies for you, and they'll even launder them, and you can just hire the packs. They'll take them, wash them for you, and bring them back. That would be my tip for a busy parent. So easy. Then there's really no excuse not to give them a go. Another option would be don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just do what you can when you can, and just get some that nice and easy to use for quick changes. Nothing complicated as far as the actual nappy design. So you're not, maybe not stuffing them. Get all-in-ones or something nice and easy to use. Yeah.
Cool. Anybody else want to add to that one?
Well, I obviously recommend hiring because that's kind of my business. But just to be able to try arrange it and learn what works.
Yeah. And that's whether it is a good idea to hire. If you're really not sure, hiring is so good because you just get a whole bunch, you try a whole bunch, and then you work out what you love and don't love, and then you can get the ones that you like. And I think that's one of the coolest things is to, if you're really not sure, just buy some. So simple.
Yeah.
I chucked this one up here. So a good nappy for the skinny babies. She's tiny and has skinny legs. Laura, do you want to answer that one?
I think you can make most nappies work. Mine would be a good choice. No, but in all honesty, I obviously my nappy was designed to fit my main model, which is my son, and he is quite skinny. He's very tall, so not a little baby, but very sort of lanky and chicken legs to this day. So I know for a fact that they fit skinny babies quite well. Other than that, yeah, I think you can make most work if you adjust the fit accordingly and don't go crazy on inserts.
Cool. Have you got anything to add to that Alexis? So you
ours definitely, and well, I shouldn't say ours are not designed for skinny babies because that basically writes off a big chunk of the population, but I would definitely vote that Zora's are a smaller fit than mine. And I would also definitely say anything with an external double gusset like Priscilla had before, those never fit our sumo wrestler of a child. So I'm going to go with they probably fit the chicken-legged range of the babies. Yeah, but I mean, I've seen ours on a baby that was like 3.5, 4 kilos with our small insert, and obviously it was on there fine. But I wouldn't automatically say that like Kikoa's nappies are designed for skinny babies because mine is not a skinny baby.
But that's what's so cool, because that's what I love about all the different types of nappies, because all the babies are different. So and I mean we've struggled over the years with putting cloth nappies into ECEs because you've got a whole range of different babies at different sizes, and there's not one that's perfect, like for absorbency or size. And like we have some of the ECEs in South Auckland, and they have like their babies have massive thighs, and then you've got other ones where they're all like little chicken legs, and so they're trying to combine like babies that are huge with babies that are tiny, and they're all perfectly normal, but it's not like you can't just find one to marry up with every child, which is why it's really cool that there's so many different options. So cool, and that's where your research is really important. I've got a question here from Jessica Mills, and I'll check this one up, and then we're going to choose a winner of a prize. What is the best material to have against Pepe's skin? I have lots of different ones, any of them better for eczema in particular. My husband and I are both eczema prone. I'm going to chuck that one out to the group.
AWJ, I'm getting in there first.
Yeah, I'd agree. But I'm biased, much like Alexis. We're biased, but I think it's true.
Yep. Athletic wicking jersey is like a mesh fabric that, like, I have had suede, I've had fleece, and literally, like, you can take the nappy and tip it upside down and the poop just falls off and there is no scrubbing. I don't own a poop scrubber brush because I've never needed one, and everyone that's reported back about sensitive babies have said that they've had no rashes or anything else. So, yeah, total plug for AWJ.
Cool. And just to remind everybody, AWJ means what?
Athletic wicking jersey, or the stupid name of mesh.
It's a bit shorter.
Just for the new mums who might not quite know what we're talking about sometimes. I think that's one of the first things when I know when mums come to my workshops and they're just like, I have no idea what to do, and then all these terms, and I'm losing the plot. Like, and so I'm just like,
It didn't really work, did it?
okay. Awesome. Okay, so I've got the first one that we're just going to let know has won a prize. And so, Danny Howard, you've won the Nappy Needs Nappy. So we'll just get that out there. So, Danny, we'll get you to get in touch with me after this, and I'll flick your details on to Kelly to get your prize out to you as soon as she can, which will be cool. Okay, so we've got one here. This might be a really good one for Shannon to answer. The cloth nappies. Hang on, I missed it. Some of that. Cloth nappies are stripped and sanitized, then have been in storage for maybe about 2.5 years. Are they good to go, or would they need to be washed?
Yeah, I would always recommend washing them. If you think maybe your wash routine back then was a bit substandard, then I would probably do like a proper soak deep clean and then do a sanitize. If you were really happy with your wash routine, then you could just wash them. Give them a good thorough, like 60-degree wash would be fine if you knew that your wash routine was all good back in the day. But otherwise, yeah, most people kind of like to start nesting a bit and give them like a really good clean. Yeah.
Cool. Anybody else got anything to add to that? No, cool. Okay, there's one here. I'm just trying to find it. So just talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
I'm getting lost.
Trying to manage all. Okay, I'll put this one up here, and I'm going to get Kelly to talk about this one a little bit, because I think there's a couple in there around the solids. So there's a few. So I'll just put what about the transition to solid poos and how that changes the nappy routine, and then the other one as well is any tips from so same sort of thing. So I think Kelly will have a little solution for this one. So
I do. I've just gone and fetched it actually. Yeah. So I remember when I started with nappies being told that, you know, with some kids you just stretch it over the toilet and it just fell away like you know, fairly firm Play-Doh, but that never actually seemed to happen. It's a lie. It might happen with some kids. So there's various things you can do to get rid of the, you know, lovely solids. You can use washable liners, so, you know, this kind of thing on the nappy, and there's various fabrics. That's the athletic jersey we were talking about earlier. You can use that as a liner inside your nappy, and the idea is you stretch it over the toilet and it comes off, and sometimes that might work. But what works really well, or what I always liked, was the Nappy Sprayer. So that's this thing here, and this attaches to the cold water inlet of your toilet, and it comes with a little valve, so that you attach this bit, and then there's a hose, and the little valve has got a tap on it, so it's not on all the time, so your toddler can't get hold of it and soak the bathroom. And then you just use this to spray the nappy down into the toilet and get rid of the solids, and that's a really easy way of getting it clean, and it gives the nappy a bit of a rinse at the same time. So that's one way you can deal with it. It is a little bit of a change, but it's not too hideous usually. Might have the odd hideous nappy. But it's certainly different to dealing with those kind of exclusively breastfed ones, which aren't too gross to deal with at all usually.
The nappy spray is really living the dream, isn't it? If you don't have a nappy sprayer, you will still be fine. You just put the majority of the poop in the toilet in some way. Lots of people have a poop knife. I know, I just said poop knife. And then just give it a rinse in the laundry tap. And you're good to go.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's yours, Priscilla, is it? Is that your baby?
Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Just do what you need to do, mate. We're all good. We're all good. So here's one that I'd quite like to answer, just because this is a question I get asked quite a bit. How long do the nappies last in terms of years? Do they break down in landfill once they've surpassed their use? So the easy answer to this is with most brands, as I understand, they go through around 300 washes. If you really look after them, some of them will go longer. If you get really cheap ones, they won't go through 300 washes, just saying. But when it comes to the end of life, once they're finished and they've done their whole job, When they go to landfill, no, they won't break down in landfill. Nothing breaks down in landfill. So any product that goes to landfill, even compostable nappies, when they go to landfill, it basically is like a giant mummified pit, and over the years, everything just dries up and lives there forever. So if you're really concerned about how much waste you're sending to landfill with cloth nappies, the best advice I can give you is realize that each nappy has prevented at least 300 disposable nappies from going to landfill. So if you've got one cloth nappy going to landfill and it's prevented 300, that's not so bad. If you do have natural fabric nappies like cloth nappy, like the cotton or bamboo or hemp, those could be composted in a home compost system, and then that would prevent that part from going to landfill. But if it's a synthetic product, it will go to landfill for the rest of forever, basically. If you do want to learn more about that stuff, then that's the sort of thing that I teach in the parenting workshops about impact on future generations. But then we had also somebody was asking around. Sorry, I'll just lay that out there, make everybody feel guilty, and then find a new question. So we've got quite a few questions around the wall covers. So does somebody want to? I'll just put this one up just so that it's up there. So Sophia, the wall cover fascinates her, but where do you get them from? There's a few questions about where to get wall covers from.
Well, we sell them, and I know Priscilla sells them. I don't know if any of the other of you guys sell them. Shannon got them as well.
Yeah, we've got a couple of different brands.
Yeah, ours are our own brand, and they're made. They're machine knit, but they're made here in Dunedin, so they're a New Zealand made one. And we've only had them for just over a year because it took us a long while to actually get into Dunedin knitwear because they're so busy. But yeah, we sell them. The other thing you can do is make them yourself, which I've done for years. If you knit or you know somebody who knits, and if you do make them yourself, there's heaps of patterns online, but you need to have at least 75% wool, but ideally 100% wool. If you're going to knit them, the polyester stuff is no good for them. So yeah, that's where you get them from.
We love which is, I don't think any of you guys sell them, but I could well be wrong, but we really like the Baby Behinds Australian one.
We
only because my child. Oh, you do sell those? Perfect. Yeah, because our child's a giant and he needs stuff that's got stretch in it, and they're the only ones that we found after a period of time. I had the knitted ones to begin with, but he was basically low riding below his nappy. He looked like a little gangster running around the house. So we got the stretchy one, and that basically puts him at Steve Urkel spec, where it's up around his armpits. So we're totally covered.
Yeah, the hand knit ones tend to felt over time, so they don't have a lot of given them. But they do really well.
Ours just failed.
And while we're on the wall covers thing, this is another good question because a lot of people don't realise lanolin, what they see that you have to buy lanolin. So just good for somebody else to answer this. But do wall covers come lanolized, or is this a process we need to do ourselves?
I can answer that.
Answer?
Oh yeah, we're going to bash over
it. You go for it.
Okay. Yeah. So they need to be lanolized as soon as you get them. They may have a tiny bit of residual lanolin, but to work as a night nappy, you do need to lanolize them before you use them. But it's quite an easy, it's a harder process than just washing something, but you only have to do it once every couple of weeks, or if the nappy got soiled. So it's really just a matter of dissolving a bit of lanolin in hot water, and then filling it up with lukewarm, so it's not going to shrink the cover at all, and then just putting it into the water and leaving it to soak for a very short period, and then just getting it out and squeezing it out in a towel, I find gets it drier, and then just leaving it somewhere warmish to dry completely. And then it's ready to use. And normally that will last a couple of weeks of waterproofing, and then you just need to air it out in between using it. So if your baby's only using one night cloth nappy, each night, then you can get away with just having one wool cover. But if you're changing your baby in the night, then you would need two. So if you only had one, then when you'd lanolized it and you're letting it dry, you'd need to use like a PUL cover maybe for those couple of nights, because they are quite an expensive product, but you don't need as many as you do of the PUL covers. So they are a really great thing to use. Another question that people often are worried about is in the summer, they don't want to use wool because they think it's going to be really hot, but they're not. They're very breathable. They're much more breathable than PUL covers. So, so you can use wool covers for, winter and summer.
Thanks for that, Shannon. Did you want to add to that, Priscilla? Or you...
Nope, she's got it all there.
Okay, here you go. I'll chuck this one at you then, Priscilla. If your nappies are smelling when the child is wetting them, is there anything you can do?
Good question. I would definitely check your wash routine. It might be that there's getting a bit of build-up of ammonia in the nappies, so it wouldn't hurt to just do like a couple of hot washes just to get rid of any build-up of the smell. And that would probably be the main thing, is do a couple of hot washes. Sorry, I'm just trying to feed at the same time, so I'm having a mind blank. If you can, I would check Clean Cloth Nappies website. They've got some great tips for sanitizing if there's a build-up of ammonia. But it used to be called a strip wash, but now I think they've changed the names of it. Shannon would probably be able to tell you better than me. But I would probably do a couple of hot washes. It might be something that's just gotten that's built up in the nappies themselves. And after a couple of hot washes, hopefully it will come right. Sorry. Someone else might be able to answer that one a bit better than me at the moment.
You're doing amazing. Does anybody want to add something to that?
I think you got it all there. If there's ammonia building up, then it's definitely a sign that all the urine isn't being washed out of the nappy. So you need to do something about the wash routine. If your baby has a rash and the nappy's smelling, then you need to sanitize them so that the nappy is not going to be causing the rash. If it's just a bit of a smell or your baby doesn't have a rash, then just do a few hot washes to try and clear it, and then make a change to your wash routine. So either changing to a better detergent, or more time for either your pre-wash or your main wash, or adding a bit more detergent if you have a large machine. So it's all about just adding something else that's going to get them a bit cleaner, or perfecting the agitation. So making sure you don't have too much water if you've got a top loader, or if you've got a front loader, then making sure that you've got it like loaded 2/3 full, not too empty, not too full. So those are only things you need to worry about if you're getting a smell. If it's all working for you, fine. Don't stress about your wash routine. It's all good.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Shannon. Here's another one, just a quick one. If anybody knows, because I've got no idea. I haven't been knitting since I was about 15. So has anybody got any good patterns online for wall covers? Does any of you guys know where you could find that?
Yeah, Ravelry is the best place.
Ravelry.
Ravelry. It's like an online social media and database of free patterns online. And there's absolutely heaps, and you can search by the free ones and knit and crochet and all that kind of stuff. And there's hundreds. And I can't remember the top of my head the names of the ones that I've used, but there's loads that are really good on there. And you can see other people, if they've used them, if they had any problems with them and that kind of thing. So, that you're not halfway through knitting something that actually turns out to be something else. But that's the best place.
Yeah.
It's a question often asked on the Facebook MCN page. So if you did a search on there, there's bound to be suggestions for patterns on there as well.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Priscilla. Hey, here's one. I'll jump into this one as well if somebody, but I'll let you guys answer it first, and then I might not have to answer it. But there's some suggestions to raise nappy covers as swim nappies once they've started leaking. I'll let you guys answer it. And then I might add my thoughts to it. But yeah, does anybody want to jump in and answer that? And also, we're just waiting for our next winner, wink, wink, nod, nod, guys, to come through as well. Our next random winner. So I'll announce that in a second. But who wants to talk about that? Anybody?
I mean, I suppose it would
me to
depend
answer.
on where it's leaking, because if the leg elastics, for example, were still good, but it had just started to delaminate a little bit, then in theory, yes, it should work, because obviously a swim nappy is only designed to catch poop, but it will let the pee out. But if you've got like a giant hole in your PUL, or you've ripped a snap out of the front of it or something.
Oh, is she frozen? Is she frozen? Oh, she's jumped out. Yeah. Halfway through. Oh, hang on. Here we go. I'll just finish that off while we're waiting for Alexis to get back in. But yeah, some swim nappies you can, some covers you can, but it's really important that there's no leakage in them, and it's really important that you have a firm fit around the thigh and waist. If they're too loose, then they can't be used as swim nappies at all. But just be mindful of, like, a lot of the swim nappies are more like tog fabric, just so the water can flow through them. Because as you're pushing the baby through the water, if you do have a cover that has a gap and water can go in, the nappy will get left behind off the baby, because the water will drag it off them. So that's why a lot of the swim nappies are actually, the water can flow through, because it is just literally for the solids. But if there's holes in the nappies and you've only got a really light polyester left, then it's not going to contain the solids well either. So sorry, Alexis, I just jumped in to finish that one because we lost you.
No, totally. I'm on very, very, very creepy Wi-Fi fighting a bunch of people.
That's all right. Now, I did see there was a question here about where do heavily soaked fitted night nappies need any special care, or are they just treated the same as regular modern cloth nappies? Somebody want to answer that one?
They're treated the same in terms of how you wash them, but the main thing would be so the morning when you take the nappy off, it's best to put it straight in the pre-wash. Don't wait like another day if you can help it, just so that it doesn't get that ammonia and smelly build-up going on.
I used to sometimes with my sons, because he wore them till he was nearly 5 and they were pretty full and pretty big. If I wasn't going to wash, I'd just soak the insert in cold water for a bit, just to kind of get rid of a bit of it. And then I didn't have to worry too much about washing it straight away. And that made a difference. It kind of diluted everything. That's been too nasty.
Okay, now I've got another winner to announce during this, and this is Tracy Neeson. She's the winner of the Nappy Mojo stuff, and Shannon is going to just show you what you've won.
So since you made a comment about wool covers, so this is the Fudgy Pants wool cover. You can get that in whatever size you want. And also a night nappy. This is the Tot Spots one. And also a night booster, just in case. And also we sell lanolin as well. So you're also winning some lanolin. So you can really give wool covers and a night nappy a go.
Awesome, thanks, Shannon. That's cool. Now I've got this one here. Oh, hang on. No, that was. Oh, yeah. How often should you hot wash your nappies? We'll get who hasn't answered for a little while. We'll put Zora onto that one. Do you know? Can you help with that one?
All the time, if you can.
Yeah.
So ideally, you want to have a pre-wash and a main wash, and one of them be at 40 degrees and one at 60, or even both at 60. I know often different nappy brands state on the care label, don't wash above 40 degrees, but I don't know if the others will back me up on this. I think it's fair to say you can wash them all at 60 and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, give those nappies a hot wash as often as you can. Make it just your regular routine, and you should have no issues.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Now I've also got another one. This is a good one. Can you convince my hubby cloth wipes are a good idea? I'm just going to put it out there that you'll save $700 per child if you use cloth wipes, and then leave you guys up to that. So if that
I was going to say
convince
beer
you-
money. That's the way to convince any men of anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
So-
also, if you're using
Who
cloth
wants
nappies,
to-
cloth wipes are no extra work because you just wash them all together. You just chuck them in with the, and you use less of them, and they're just far superior to the disposable ones.
Yeah, they're much more grippy and just better for cleanup. And then
Yeah,
I remember in the early days, there was a couple times we ran out of cloth wipes because we didn't have very many. So I used disposable wipes with a reusable nappy, and it's like the worst possible thing. You just like got this nappy and you're trying to, well, I'll leave you, leave your imaginations to do the work there, but it's not great. Just use reusable and you can wash it all.
That's cool. And also on the wipes, we've got this question here. So again, with the wipes, they've got some old towels which they'll cut up and overlock, but are there any other fabrics they could use as well?
Pretty much
Basically anything that's not satin or shiny.
What's that?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
say that again, Alexa?
flannelette sheets, or like cotton, any kind of cotton, just layer it up
Yeah.
a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I said anything that's not shiny, like a satin or a silk, which has no grip to it. You just want something that's like an old T-shirt or an old sheet or, cotton sort of based fabrics, not literally like your nana's wedding gown that's all super slippy, because that's going to do nothing.
Love that. Love it. Don't use Nana's old gown.
Don't do
Okay,
it.
we got another one here. So, how do you store your nappies before you wash them? Overwhelmed seeing all of the people's different storage ideas and what they believe is required. So, does somebody want to give a little bit of a heads up on how to store your nappies? I'm guessing
That's
that
a-
means
that's a
after
really
you've taken
easy
them
one.
off the baby.
I know it gets overcomplicated quite a bit, but it just needs to be, I think, a laundry basket that has holes in it. Big holes are good. Small holes will work. Not ideal, but you just want airflow, so you don't want anything with like a solid side or anything, or nothing that would rust. Rust. That was German. Yeah, so just any kind of laundry basket, or you can get those little baskets from the Warehouse or Kmart or Briscoe's, and just something like that.
A point
It's
about
actually
this
that simple.
I'd like to make is that I like if you're getting, even if you had like a closed system but you had a lid off, I think if you're getting smells, it's probably more about your wash routine than your storage area. So I would just go for whatever storage is kind of works for you. Use what you already have if possible. And if you do just have a bucket, then just don't put the lid on. And just let that air flow through it. And if it's like stinking out your house, then it's your wash routine, it's not your bucket.
It's not the lack of holes in the bucket.
No.
Yeah, good point.
Awesome. Okay, I might throw this one at Kelly and Priscilla, or Alexis might want to answer this one as well. Quick explanation of the different types of inserts, just absorbency versus lifetime, etc.
A lot of it's down to personal preference. In terms of most absorbent, I tend to find that hemp's the most absorbent, but it does depend on the thickness of the individual insert and also how long it's been in use for. Any natural fibre just over time gets better and better. We've got some nappies that I use as cleaning up cloths around the house that are well over 10 years old, and they're so absorbent it's ridiculous. But hemp in particular does take quite a long while to reach full absorbency because the natural oils are still in there. Bamboo is slightly less absorbent than hemp usually, and that's a good insert to go for. Hemp is sort of your natural fibre. Bamboo is a man-made fibre made from a natural product, because it's usually actually bamboo viscose that's in it, but it's lovely and soft and absorbent. Cotton, again, is a natural fibre, not quite as absorbent as the hemp or the bamboo, but it's pretty bomb-proof. You can do anything with cotton. As I say, I've got nappies that are well over 10 years old that are still going strong, not as nappies anymore, but they're perfectly usable as nappies if I needed to. And you can do absolutely anything with them and they'll still survive. And then there's sort of the man-made ones like the microfiber, which is, is slightly less absorbent but quite quick drying. And that's because, unlike the natural fibres, it doesn't absorb into the fibres itself. It's actually trapped between the microfilaments, so it dries really quickly because it's not actually in there. And they're usually the cheapest, and they come often either with the cheaper nappies. Dinky Nappy actually has a combination of those, but I'm trying to move away from them because they're being man-made fibres and maybe not quite so good for the environment. But that would be my brief rundown of the different types there are. And then, just to add, there's also those like, there's a lot of inserts that will claim to be things like bamboo charcoal, and generally what that actually is a microfiber insert with a layer of fleece that has apparently got some bamboo charcoal in it, but it often isn't what it says it is. Yeah, anyway, that was my description. I don't know if anybody else wants to add anything.
That's cool. No, I'm just
I think
running through the
trifolds as
questions.
well.
Yeah. I'm just actually checking a question up about trifolds.
So I think in terms of like speed drying, you can kind of have the best of both worlds. I think most of us have got trifolds, or all of us have got a trifold on offer. And these are basically like a big rectangle, kind of like your old school white flats, except they're a little bit more engineered. And they're often sort of 2 or 3 layers. And then once you fold them into thirds, you get 6 or 9 layers total. But obviously once they're washed and hanging up to dry, it's the equivalent of 3 layers drying. So you can have some pretty grunty mixtures like bamboo and cotton, or bamboo, cotton and hemp, or any of the sort of natural blends. So you get the benefit of it being more absorbent, like a thick insert, but much faster drying times, especially in winter. So these are often quite a nice option to put into winter nappies for drying, especially because New Zealand's so damp, or adding a lot more extra absorbency without necessarily a lot more bulk. So they're really good. What was the other preference? No, I think they're all about the same amount of waste in terms of, I'm assuming that means in terms of throwing it out once its life is over, rather than fabric waste of it being produced.
I think is this the preference, or are they used for different amounts? Maybe if that's urine, because
possibly, yeah, they're definitely. Yeah, it just depends on what the insert is. If you've got an insert that was 6 layers and you had a trifold that folded up into 6 layers, and they were both bamboo cotton from the same manufacturer, obviously in the same density of fabric, then you could conceivably say they are the same insert, except your trifold's going to dry quicker.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to check this one out there as well. If you're not washing every day, should you pre-wash at least until you're ready to do a full wash? And then I'm going to announce another winner.
I don't think you don't have to pre-wash every day. Yeah, I think you don't have to pre-wash every day, but I do recommend pre-washing at least every second day. So if you are leaving your wash more than 2 days, then you should pre-wash on day 2. I used to only wash every 4 days, and I used to pre-wash on day 2, but I had my wash routine down pat. So
that's cool. That's cool. Okay, we've got another winner to announce because we're going to be wrapping this up shortly. But the winner and Zora, do you have your prizes there? Do you have it in front of you? Yeah. So Laura Hunt is winning the prize pack from Jabal.
So you got 3 Nappies, and you even get to choose your own prints. It doesn't have to be these, although this one is very popular and almost sold out, just saying. And they all come with a bamboo cotton snake insert, which looks like, are you ready for this? This. So yeah, just get in touch with me and, we'll assess you your prize.
Cool. So, well, if you're not sure, because I am going to get these guys to give themselves a little bit of a promo before they leave, because they've all been so kind to give us their time tonight. But I think have I missed in? I know I've got a New Zealand Baby Supplies close parent nappy to give away. As there's so many nappy brands in my brain right now, but I've got a close nappy to give away to people who have watched this but not live, so that will be drawn tomorrow. Have I missed anybody else's prizes out? I'm not. I'm yeah, okay. So can you choose me a winner as well, Alexis, and just private message me to let me know? And what we'll do is we'll announce it right at the end. But I'm just going to let these guys go through and talk and just give their brands a little bit of a promo and give their websites and stuff. So we'll start with Laura.
Oh, I'm up.
Give yourself a promotion.
It was great talking to you all. It was a lot more fun than I anticipated. I don't know what I thought. I didn't think it was going to suck, but it's been great. It's quite casual. It's almost like you're on a work sort of call and kind of forget that there's all these people watching. I see you commenting on the side, but I don't know how many there actually are. Jubel, or as some people say, Jubel, which is totally fine with me. Don't care. Say it however you want. Is all about making cloth nappies fun and nice to look at. I reckon you're in this weird spot as especially a first-time parent. After a few weeks, sort of the chaos dies down a little bit, and all of a sudden you find yourself with all this time in your hands. You're bored. What are you going to do? So nappies can definitely, just bring a bit of pep into your everyday routine. That's what I found anyway. I found quite a lot of joy that came from nappies, and that's what I'm trying to pass on. So that's what we're about. Check us out. And when I say us, I mean me. This is a one-woman band. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So then, Shannon, do you want to give a
cool? So we, which is also just me, are Nappy Mojo. So we've been helping parents to get going with cloth now for over 6 years. So I think our point of difference is that people can try a massive range of brands, and we're always adding to it. And at the moment, we're trying to kind of phase out some of the nappies which are traveling a long distance, because we've got so many awesome New Zealand brands now. So we're trying to get lots of new New Zealand brands in, so that people can try all these brands that they're wanting to try before deciding what's going to work for them. So we do hire packs from newborn all the way up to big kid nappies, and we also sell all those brands as well, and offer a really personal service to help people to find the perfect nappy for them. So I think what we offer is that personalized service and the ability to try them all before you commit. And so you can hire from just 2 nappies for a couple of weeks all the way up to a full set for a full 10 weeks to really give it a go and see if it's going to work in your everyday life.
Cool. Thanks, Shannon. Okay, we got Priscilla.
So, we have both our own brand, so Clever Wee Fox, and we have quite a few different styles of nappies, from pockets with snap-in options or covers with a wipeable system. And then we also stock other brands because we're aware that, while I absolutely love my brand, it's not going to be perfect for everyone. So we have other brands that we stock alongside, including Cocoa and EcoBot that Kelly and Alexis have. And we have Mini Me and Fluffy Ducks and a few other popular brands on board. So that way you can choose to get a few different ones all from the one shop and see what works for you best. But yeah, I guess the main thing is, that we stock as our brand, obviously. And we've got a Velcro option, which has been quite popular. That's something I found personally. I didn't love snaps at first, and well, Velcro is not for everyone. It's definitely helpful, especially for getting dads on board or grandparents. And so we've got those as an option as well, just to make life a little bit easier.
Cool, thanks, Priscilla. And we've got Alexis.
Yep, so we obviously Kikoa, we, again, me, who am I kidding? The toddler helps with nothing. And we do New Zealand's original flexible stretch wings. So they fit a little bit differently to your average nappy, and that the wing is made out of like a swimsuit material, for a better term. So these are really good for the good old chunky babies. They make obviously fitting a nappy much easier. And we've also got our brand spanking new, which have not yet been released, premium nappies, which are made out of recycled polyester. So it's extremely high quality polyester, but instead of using brand new plastic or manufactured plastic, it uses chopped up #1 plastic drink bottles, for a better term. And this uses 75% less energy and 90% less water than virgin polyester fabrics. So it just is like another step, I guess, towards sustainability. And these will be in a newborn and a one size fits most. So there's a couple of options as we continue to expand our range. And then obviously our core that we've currently got going at the moment.
That's cool. Thanks, Alexis. That sounds very exciting. I have to say, I have to see some of these different nappies because I haven't got some of these. So I need to be able to do some, recon. And just
Have another baby.
I'm not having another baby. I'm 16. I'm not. Hell no. Hell no. No, I just like to see them and play with my Cabbage Patch dolls. And Kelly from Nappy Needs, you want to give a little wrap up view, and then I'm going to announce our last winner.
So Nappy Needs has been around for a long time now. We're coming up on 11 years this November, which is just crazy. And when I say we, I actually mean me and my husband, because I've kind of got him helping me now, particularly since COVID last year, because his job kind of dried up, so that kind of helped. But we do two main brands. We've got the Dinky Nappy, which is our pocket, one size fits the most pocket nappy, and EcoBots, which is actually a brand that I bought about 8 or 9 years ago now, which is a cotton or bamboo pre-fold with a separate cover. But we also do an awful lot of reusable menstrual products, and they're, despite the name Nappy Needs, they're about 50% of what we do now. So yeah, we do both aspects of that. We've got a new nappy as well coming out very, very shortly, and I'm really excited about it because I think it's definitely looking like we're manufacturing here in New Zealand. So I'm quite excited about that, but it's all a little bit hush hush as to what it is just yet, because that's not quite ready. But I'm hoping if COVID doesn't delay things even longer, that it will be in the next month or so that I'll be launching that. So that's quite exciting.
That is super exciting.
Cool.
It is. It's something I've been trying to get. I've tried to get New Zealand manufacturing for the last 10 years, and now we might be finally there. So that's quite cool.
Yay.
Good on you.
That is awesome. Okay, so I have our last winner to announce. But before I announce that, I would like to really thank you guys for joining me tonight. And it's been quite fun, just almost seeing other people, it's quite fun.
Yeah, really.
but helpful for a lot of. I know there's a lot of mums who struggle with cloth nappies, and so if everybody loved this, then let us know, and we'll try and organise maybe some specific topic chats in the future. Like this was a bit like as a bit of a trial, random, like all sorts of questions, but we might actually take a specific topic and do something a bit regularly. If you guys are keen, and if the audience is keen, then let us know, and I'll work on it. And we'll create some, because there's so much knowledge out there. It's really cool to share it, and also for us as I mean, I don't sell nappies or anything, but it's good for me to be able to share it with the parents that I educate, so that they get to know what else is around there as well. Because there's questions I can't answer now, like what that fabric is. So our last, which is really the question why I asked. Can you just say that again?
Just for everybody watching.
Our last winner for tonight, who has won a prize from Alexis, and she's in hospital, so can't show you the prize, but it's awesome. She could do a verbal what it is Jessica Mills. So Jessica, congratulations. You've won that prize pack. And I have got, like I said, the other one that we've got to give away tomorrow morning. And also, just as a bit of a plug for myself, a lot of you may not know that we can't work much, or maybe potentially not till level 1. We're not sure yet. But we do anywhere that I was going to do the in-person, like parenting workshops, food workshops, waste-free living workshops. Anywhere we were going to do those are now online. So literally, you can book online. You pay like between $16 and $25, and New Plymouth is the best. It's like $21, and you get $120 worth of stuff. So the nappy pack has 3 nappies in it, different brands. So if you want to do that, that's there. But yeah, they're all on my website, so they're all online now. So because I'm just sitting in the bedroom, can't go anywhere. So there's an opportunity for anybody who wants to do those workshops. But for these guys, a huge thank you for joining me tonight. I really have enjoyed it. It's quite fun, and yeah, make sure you do support our cool local companies. Like these guys can save you a fortune with cloth nappies. So support them, and I'm going to get them all to jump on this feed after we're done and put their email addresses up. So, or email, their websites up, and a little blurb about themselves. And yeah, just support them. And if there's anything that you guys want to answer after this, feel free to just go through the page and answer them however you like, if you can, because it might be helpful, or send links directly to things that people are asking about. Be awesome. Yeah, and I just saw a comment up there. Big ups to Priscilla doing all this while feeding the baby. Well done. all of us businesses that are really just us while breastfeeding and looking after everything is pretty cool. So thanks, guys. If you guys hold there for a minute, so I'll sign this off and catch up with you just before I sign everything off. But hey, audience, awesome. Take care. Be safe, and just buy all the nappies. Right?
Do that. Bye.
We'll sign off. Cheers, guys. See ya.